All right, hello and welcome to Aiden and Cooper's Movie Castle. This is our castle. My name is Aiden.
I'm Cooper.
And you hear about this Epstein fella?
I have.
So he's been in the news. He's been in the news recently, and I was thinking to myself, do you remember back in the day where they said that they were going to release the Epstein list in chunks, as to not cause wide panic?
Yeah.
Like a trailer for a Marvel movie or something like that.
Sure.
And I says to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if they announced it like they did with the live stream of the chairs?
Oh.
And so everyone would check in every 30 minutes or whatever, and you'd see, oh fuck, one of the Clintons, or damn, there he is. There's Donald Trump would be at the very end.
Right.
He would be Robert Downey Jr. sitting down. He would sit down. He would come in from outside his frame and sit down.
Yeah.
That's just what I was thinking.
That's a great idea.
About.
That's really funny.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
So we're here to talk about the biggest movie of the year, probably.
We are
from a
here.
Cultural standpoint.
We are here to crank that Soldier Boy, Superman, that hoe.
Exactly. Well done. Would you agree with me that this is the most important movie of the year from a film talkie perspective?
I would say so. In terms of mainstream culture, this is definitely. Yeah. This is probably it.
Because what else is there? Like, Wicked's gonna be a big talking point.
If Avatar doesn't do well,
that would be
probably
big.
that. Yeah.
Because like for the film freaks, but even the film freaks, I don't think that we're as united among one bad after another and stuff like that. I feel like we're a divided people.
Yeah.
But no one will shut the fuck up about this movie.
Yeah.
And we're not going to either. I think this should be our first deep dive into a movie that we've ever done.
Before we get to cranking that, though, we do have to start with our new beginning that we do. Our new intro.
Oh, yes. I have one for you, too.
Great. Okay. What year did the movie Hugo come out?
Okay. This is 2011.
Good job.
Thank you. That's a famously weak year in the Oscars.
Yes.
All right. I want to give you a larger one.
All right.
I want you to name every single Edgar Wright movie when it came out.
Okay.
So we'll go back and forth. So the first one, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead.
When did that come out?
That came out in 2004?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, your turn.
And then he has Hot Fuzz in 2007.
Yes.
Okay. And so then he's Scott Pilgrim in 2010.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then World's End is in 2012. No, 2013.
Yes.
2013.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes a little break.
He does.
And
because Ant-Man.
Yeah, he almost has Ant-Man. He almost has Ant-Man in like 2005, actually.
Right. And then they had this whole thing, and then they broke up. We've read the same fucking book.
Yes, we have. And then we have a little movie called Baby Driver in 2017. Mm-hmm. And then a bit of a disappointment in 2021 called Last Night in Soho.
And then what about his next movie?
This new movie called a remake of The Running Man.
The Sparks Brothers. Fuck you.
Oh, The Sparks Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's also 2021, I believe.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little documentary about the Sparks Brothers. Yes, kind of forgotten.
And then and then continue.
Yeah, the remake of The Running Man, which is coming out this November.
Yeah. So you got any more for me?
I do. I have two more. All right, my next movie for you.
Mm-hmm.
What year did Hook come out?
Oh,
Steven Spielberg's Hook.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's do some math here. 94 is when the Schindler's and Jurassic Park is. Hook is before that.
Yeah.
This was like back in the time where he was. This is his downturn before he had to show everyone, like, shut the fuck up. I'm Stevie. So then it's not 90. I would remember he was 90. 89?
No.
Fuck.
91.
91.
Yeah, you were close though.
All right.
My last one. What year did A Christmas Story come out? The Bob Clark movie.
That could be a 90. I could see it in my eyes, but I don't think it is. It's not. It's late 80s, early 90s. It's got to be.
If you want me to help you want a hint?
Sure.
It's in the 80s.
It's in the 80s.
Yeah, it's in the 80s.
Okay. 86?
No.
Fuck.
I'll let you take one more guess.
Well, so is it? So was I right with the late 80s?
You were not right with the late 80s. I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a relationship to this film?
Not really. I've seen it.
Me
I've seen it maybe twice.
It's my third favorite Bob Clark film, probably. Maybe fourth. Depends on how you feel about super babies. Let's see. 83?
That's right. 83.
Hey.
I'll give you half a point for that.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll talk Superman now.
Okay.
I say we just get straight into spoiler territory, if you care.
Okay. So, I want to predicate this with two things. I think that you find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There are two jokes in this movie I hate. Can you name them?
Probably not.
Okay. And then number 2, I will. There's no way you can guess my favorite part of the movie. So I'll just let you know when that happens. Okay.
All right.
We'll go through the plot, I think.
All right.
So it starts with my favorite part of the movie.
Okay.
Which is the opening credits.
Mm-hmm.
The crawl, not the crawl, but the table setting.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I've never felt more alive.
Yeah.
I think it's so smart. Mm-hmm. It's just like, the thing with this movie that was so exciting is that I've been steeped in this bullshit for so long about how to do Superman right, or what's wrong with Superman, or what's right with Superman, or what's right with this, like, the creating of a new cinematic universe or whatever. And the movie is always making the right calls, and sometimes in a way where it seems like it's flipping off the people in the past. Mm-hmm. Specifically, I think we'll talk about that later, I suppose. But so I just think the 3 thing is just such a cute, showy, but efficient way of doing that. And I just loved it. And I don't know if you picked up on this, but they have an extra 3 in the movie. Did you notice that?
What is it?
So because they have, from what I can remember, so it's 3 centuries ago, right?
3 centuries ago is when metahumans came to existence.
And Monsters.
Yes, God and Monsters, which is the chapter of this. It's the name of this. You call it a phase. They're not using phases. They're using chapters in DC.
And so the dorks like me or you, we're just like, hey, yo.
Yeah.
Which is smart. Mm-hmm. Because that's a big thing that Mr. Snyder got in trouble for, is because he made it so that his boy was the first superhero out there. And so if you wanted to expand anywhere else...
Until they retcon that with Wonder Woman.
Right, exactly. But they had to really stress themselves out about that. They had to be like, well, she was in hiding for World War II, for all... Yeah. That's
70 years.
There's if you think of a lot of the big... problems with the DCEU, it stems a lot from that of like they can't go backwards, mm-hmm. and for some reason Superman happening was this cause of a whole burst, and they kind of try to make that a real thing with the Flash, mm-hmm. But I think that got him in a lot of trouble because that movie just wasn't prepped for an entire universe, and so this is them saying they've been around for a long time, we have 500 years to play with, and it just makes people. I think it would be exciting to see as a normal person watching it, like, because we haven't really seen Superman deal with that, and I think it's interesting to have him be the best out of nobody, out of everybody, instead of being out of nobody. You know? Yeah,
and he is so new because the next thing is that 30 years ago,
Homeboy got dropped off.
He got dropped off here on Earth, and then 3 years ago he became Superman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then 3 days ago. It
was 3 weeks ago. It was 3 weeks ago. He broke up a war between 2 fictional countries that I can't remember the name of.
We'll just call them Israel and Palestine, or Russia and Ukraine, whatever you want.
It's like Jabaria and Bubaria or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And white country versus brown people country.
Sure.
It's very, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll talk a lot about that.
And then 3 hours ago, the Hammer of Bravia attacked Superman, and then 3 minutes ago he lost his first fight. It's that, yeah.
It's just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. But they do a little cute thing. Mm-hmm. So were you able to see this twice?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So when they're having my other favorite scene, when they're doing the interview or whatever, she says something about how 3 months ago is when they started dating.
Yes, I did notice this.
Isn't that so cute?
Yeah.
I think second time I watched it, I was like, oh, beautiful. It's just so, the script is so clever, mm-hmm. and it's very proud of itself. But I think it's got a lot to be proud of. What do you think about the movie as a whole, buddy? We haven't really talked about it too much.
We haven't talked about it. We should probably talk about how we saw this. You saw this day it came out?
Yeah, Friday, yeah, before I went on a little road trip with my dad. It was the kickoff, mm-hmm. and it made me feel again.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I can't tell you how stoked I was to see that you gave this such a high rating. I was really thinking, I mean, I was really dooming about this movie like a couple weeks ago and even last week, and I think you can hear that on our previous episode when we were talking about it, that I was really worried about how people would receive this movie, and I was doubting it because I've been anticipating this movie for 2 years. So much is weighing on this for me personally, it feels like. And I went camping over the weekend. I wasn't here for the release of this thing. Hold on, this piece goes right here.
We have a puzzle here in the castle.
I don't know. So I pretty much spent the entire weekend looking at reviews. I said I wouldn't do that, but
It's hard not to, man.
I looked at a lot of non-spoiler reviews, and I was seing how all my friends were rating the movie, and I got so fucking stoked. I was like, we won.
Because yeah, you see that, and you're like, I could be in the lower end of this.
Yeah.
But I can't be so low, you know? Like, I can't be all the way down there. I've got to be in the higher echelon of these.
There were only a couple people that I like, whose opinions I actively follow, that were like low. And I was like, everyone else seems to love this. So I'm like, all right, I think we're good. Yeah, so then I saw it Sunday night, and I fucking loved it, bro. It's so flawed. It's flawed. We're going to get into that probably. But, man.
I kind of wouldn't have it any other way, though. I think the flaws are just because it's overstuffed with goodies.
Yeah.
And ideas, and it doesn't have time for all of them, but it's so exciting that it cares to have them.
Those flaws, though, they make me like it more, I think, a little bit, you know? Because one of the things about this, for me, is that, and I said this in my review, that it is the most comic book movie maybe since Ang Lee's Hulk, which actively has pages flipping in it, you know? And even the flaws, to me, felt like something out of a comic book, you know? Where it is messy and there's too much happening. And, I mean, I don't think it's that convoluted and that hard to follow. I think people just need to, lock the fuck in. I don't know.
Exactly.
But, I don't know, characters like Hawkgirl not really getting a ton of development. That's very common in the books, you know? And so, I love that. I love that about it.
It felt a lot like, because you talked about how a big relationship you have with Superman and with Hawkgirl in particular is the shows.
The Justice League cartoon, from the 2000s.
And that was the thing that reminded me of the most when I was watching it, was like, I forgot that I had watched a lot of those kinds of cartoons, but more on the Marvel side. Like, I watched the Avengers show.
You watch Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
Yes, I did.
I love that show.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, I watched it, I fucked with it hard. And then a big part of that show is just like, oh, I have to figure out what Dr. Doom's deal is. And that show is, what was fun about that, and I think what's better, what you have a lot easier time when you're a kid, is just being like filling in the blanks with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this movie is so good at just showing you a person, and you immediately get what their deal is, and you're just kind of like, I fuck with that person heavy. I want to see what's up with them.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it feels like almost a show off with the Supergirl, because it just takes one thing, like one little thing that he says about the red sun or whatever, and then I'm like, I fuck with this lady. I want to see what she's up to, and I get to see her next year. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, and that's a good book that they're adapting, or loosely adapting.
I want to read it.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought up a TV show like Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It only got 2 seasons, and it started pre-Avengers, pre-2012 Avengers. So it's more based off comics than movies, whereas after that, all the TV shows got based off of the movies. I don't know, this reminded me of that, though, you know? And I love that.
Yeah.
And I think the MCU has a lot of accomplishments under its belt, but one of the things about it is that it rarely felt like a comic book to me, with the exception of the stuff that James Gunn was doing.
Yeah.
And maybe,
but even then, he's also playing on space operas and a bunch of other shit.
And maybe Infinity War. Infinity War is the one to me that feels the most like a comic book, especially the sequence where Doctor Strange picks up Iron Man, and then they fight the dudes in the city, and then Spider-Man shows up. That is the most is the most comic book thing.
And it's also the thing that's so exciting about Incredibles is at the beginning when you're just like, oh, Frozon's just over there fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And that's the best. It just makes me so happy when they're in this movie and he's having an emotional moment and they have the thing in the back.
Exactly.
And the big, colorful, gorgeous thing. And it's funny, but it's also just like the prettiest thing you could do for that scene. And the movie's always thinking about that. And me and my dad, we were seated next to some super fans. We had some matching Superman t-shirts family. And we had some other people that were hyped up. They're like, we're a bit of nerds. And we were like, yeah, we're kind of nerds too, huh? We're kind of worried that we were going to get shushed at a point. Yeah. Because I feel like we were reacting so heavily to everything in this movie. Like everything was working. It made me so happy. And I thought that all the decisions that they made were fucking gorgeous and really funny. There's something about just that kind of superhero storytelling that isn't really done a lot, and it is really cool. Yeah. I think one of the big things that is comic booky about the MCU, and I don't know much about comic books, but the splash pages of whenever they have the money shot of all the characters together, or they do that a lot.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 per movie. Yeah.
I don't know. I think this universe is much more built for something like that. It's just completely different, but it's just, if we're trading in the slow, gradual build-up for for this kind of feeling, I'm very excited. Or having different feeling movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Well, I mean, and then to the point of the comic thing, one thing about the MCU is that it rarely was weird, again, with the exception of the James Gunn stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Comics are so weird, and they're so strange. So they dialed them down a lot.
Yeah.
I would say the Marvel movies. And understandably so, they want it to be accessible to audiences. This does not do that at all to me.
Mm-hmm.
This feels exactly weird in all the right ways, especially the stuff during the second act.
Yeah.
And I that was one of the things when seeing the trailer. I could tell that this movie was going to be like that, especially just because it's James Gunn.
Right.
I was like, audiences aren't going to fuck with that because they're conditioned to things being like Iron Man and Iron Man 2, which are so straightforward. They're straightforward movies with some semblance of comic books in them. People love this, though. Isn't that weird? I don't know.
And I'm wondering if that's like how much general audiences love it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see how it holds, like the word of mouth and stuff like that, because I think from what I'm gauging it feels like normal people that aren't addicted to their phones or like super into all this stuff, they like it.
Yeah.
They don't love it, maybe, but everyone on the internet loves it, and people that have been really interested in this, like this whole plight, loves it. And I think it's just a really good setup for those kinds of people to like stop back in, because I don't know, it just feels like it feels super episodic in a way that I really like. That I feel like you watch it and then you'll watch the next one like whenever it comes out, and it'll just feel like a warm bath. It feels like a movie that's better for that than it is for like picking apart and like being, oh, what are they setting up here? I thought that was a weird complaint that people had, where they were like, I didn't really fuck with the blatant setups of characters or whatever, like for other spin-offs and things like that. I never once in this movie felt like they were setting up a spin-off. Yeah. Everything was there just because it felt like James Gunn has this wonderful little talent of finding the person that he wants to serve a purpose in his movie, no matter how small or niche or whatever. He has a love for them all, and then he's like, this is where Mr. Terrific would go. I would like someone that's like Mr. Terrific here.
Yeah, I think the only time I felt something like that was the Supergirl thing at the end, which didn't really bother me at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe it's just because I know there will be payoff. I know that movie's coming out in less than 12 months, and I'm so tired of Marvel setting up a character and an end credit scene that we're never going to see again, you know? So, I don't know, I wasn't bothered by that.
It's just because it feels like even that could just be a payoff of a joke, or like it's they do a nice thing of it tying into crypto and being like, he hasn't really talked about it like that's his dog the whole time, and
it's not even a very good one.
Yeah. Well, that's such a sad line. Yeah, I don't even know how to talk about this movie in total. Do we just want to go through?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the opening stuff. We want to talk about box office real quick?
Sure.
I've been thinking about that.
125 million, something like that?
Yeah, and I think it's at around 232 overall now.
Yeah, because overseas it's not doing hot. It's being like Twisters.
$250.
It's being like Wicked. It's being
$250.
Like Sinners or whatever.
$5 Tuesday stuff just got added to the box office mojo. So it's at 250 worldwide, but 155 domestic as of this moment, and 95 international. So this movie's not doing great internationally. There's a couple reasons for that, I think.
Yeah.
People hate America.
That's it. I think that's the big one.
Superman's never been big internationally.
Yeah, and he's never really been big, period, when it comes to like pure box office results outside of the 70s.
He generally sits in the 600 to 800 range. I am a little worried about this movie though, in terms of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna do pretty well up until, I don't think Eddington's taken anything away from this. I don't think Smurfs is gonna do much. I know you did Last Summer's coming out this weekend. Fuck no, bro.
Fuck no. I think there's a little movie coming out next week though. But
yeah,
I think that here's a situation that could happen.
Yeah.
What if Fantastic Four comes out and it sucks ass?
It's possible. Boring. Yeah.
And people are like, that ain't my shit. Then maybe they go over to see Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that could be a case where Superman looks real good compared to it.
Yeah, it's possible.
If they're way too safe with Fantastic Four stick.
Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely possible.
But I think it gets to 500. Does it get to 600? I don't know. Does it get to 700? I don't know.
I think last episode I said 750. I would like to take that back.
Yeah, what are you thinking now?
Maybe 650.
650?
I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll do really well this coming weekend, and it'll do pretty well until Fantastic Four comes out.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about other reasons why it couldn't have done well. How much do you think the conservative backlash against it has affected it, if at all?
I think to you and I, we probably think it has affected it quite a bit, but I think in the grand scheme of things, no. Because again, if you're not chronically online, you have no idea about that.
Some people, I mean, you get a notification of your favorite guy, Ben Shapiro, making a stinky poo-poo face outside the movie. Does that tell some people to like, oh, well, because Fox News has been running with it being super woke and stuff like that?
Super shit.
Don't say that, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's a reason. I think that we're going to have to let it sit for a while to see what it's like. And we're not going to hear if they're pissed off at it until after Supergirl.
Yeah, that's definitely, I don't know. It could be a reason, but I feel like if you look at, I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch the Ben Shapiro video, but I do see a lot of people hating on the movie, the ones that do, and you look at the comments and people are disagreeing with them. So, I don't know.
I think you're right.
But still, this movie's a hit, I would say, even if it's not as big as a hit as maybe they want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I think we're okay.
I think so, too. And I think that Mike DeLuca, my homie over there, who I was too harsh towards, he seems to be really liking the filmmakers over there. I really just hope they have the forethought to, because if I'm a studio executive and I'm so smart like I am now, but I have the power of a studio executive, you know?
Yeah.
I look at this and I say, we did what we needed to do. We did our brand right. Of course, people aren't going to go see it right now as much in droves. We can't have a $1 billion hit out of nowhere. We put all of our marketing money behind it. We did all we could, and people like it. Almost everyone likes it. We did fine. Let it sit. You know?
Yeah.
If Supergirl bombs, we talk about it later. You know, if the new Batman bombs, then we're worried. But right now, it's done exactly what it needs to, right? But sometimes people don't have that kind of foresight. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't see Batman bombing, though.
I mean, the Brave and the Bold. I mean, it depends.
Oh, you're talking about that one?
Yeah.
We don't know when that's coming out. But the Batman 2.
We don't know when the Batman 2 is coming out. This fucking shit, I don't know, man. It's just such a direct impairment towards the success of this news franchise. And so it's just they just have to do the math. They just have to say, do we bite the bullet and for the future of this franchise, but we're going to get so much backlash.
Yeah. Or
do we keep it out and then we get just this huge burden on the franchise from normal people everywhere being like, where the fuck is Robert? Exactly, yeah. And like, how do you, because this franchise seems to be interested in being totally different, you know, by the fact that Clayface is the third movie written by Mike Flanagan, you know? Yeah. And so if they want that, they need to have Batman be darker. That's just the fun of it. And so how far of a difference can you make from the dark grittiness of the Batman 2 to the Brave and the Bold? Because you don't want it to be super bright and happy. Like, you don't want it to be blue and maybe they want it to be blue.
You could do a dark blue.
Just
don't make him Adam West, you know?
Yeah, you don't make it... Yeah. But they want Robin's in there, right?
One of them, yeah. The Bat family is established.
It is weird to look at the schedule and be like, there's no Wonder Woman here.
They're developing it though. It's in pre-production, or it's not. They're writing it right now.
Did they just barely announce that? I saw that.
Yeah, it was like recent. Yeah, I think I don't know. There's a lot of mumbo jumbo, but I think they are prioritizing the big ones. Yeah. I think they said they want the heads of this universe to be Superman, Supergirl, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
It's so interesting. What do you think about the Supergirl of it all? Having that be two Superman movies in a row. Because I'm sure that... Because I felt a lot better after this movie because you're like, well, it's going to take place on different planets, I would imagine. Yeah. Have a completely different color palette, a completely different aesthetic, have a different mood to it, but also it's two people that look the same. You know, the same cape, same backstory or whatever. It's strange to have them two in a row. And I don't doubt the planning skills of Mr. Gunn. So I'm just interested to see how they pitch it to people to make it seem substantially different.
I do find that interesting as well. And I had that thought when they first announced that movie, however long ago it was that they were doing Supergirl next. But when you get back to Superman, you said there were two jokes you hated.
Two jokes I hated, and unfortunately they're big ones. Mm-hmm. One of them is I hate the Justice Gang. I hate their name particularly.
I think that's the point.
I know. That sucks. I think I've just seen that so often, and it's such a lazy joke. And we just had the Thunderbolts make a whole marketing campaign about it. That's true. And that was such a nice surprise from the Thunderbolts was that they weren't every 5 seconds saying, well, the stupid fucking name. It is permanent. And this movie did it way too much for me, and that... Because usually I'm on James Gunn's wavelength. I don't there's not a lot that misses for me in all of his Guardians movies or the Suicide Squad. I'm watching Peacemaker. That shit lands for me a lot more often than it doesn't. This is the most inconsistent with his jokes for me out of any of his projects.
That's okay though for this.
I think it's okay too, but at its worst, it makes me embarrassed to be so happy, like that it's making me that happy.
Yeah.
The other one is the garage bit.
Oh yeah.
Made me want to die. I just thought that he was better than that, and maybe it's just because I've watched too many fucking movies. Maybe it's a tried and true classic. I think my dad liked it a lot.
Yeah. And
I think I haven't heard anyone talk shit about it, but I was just kind of amazed that it was doing it. It almost went to anti-humor for me. I was like, there's no fucking way. And this tightly written, beautiful, eloquent fucking magnum opus of James Gunn or whatever. There's this fucking dumbass. The thing's going so slow, and he's such a smart man.
It's a lazy joke for sure, and it didn't entirely land for me, but I wasn't bothered by it.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't bothered by it like substantially either the first time, and the second time I got way in my head with the whole movie.
Yeah. And
that's a whole other thing. I was just in my head for a lot of other reasons too, and so stuff like that. I think I would say 9 out of 10 jokes work for me. Yeah. But then there's a lot of jokes in this movie, so then I don't know. And sometimes I do think it gets in the way of actual emotional stuff. I think like Metamorpho, I fuck with him heavy. Oh yeah. I think there's stuff in it that are just amazing. Just like, how do you think of that? How you like just specifically him with a baby walking into the night. Yeah. I'm just like, that's just like a really pretty image and weird and kind of emotionally loaded that you have for this freak that I've never heard of. And my dad was like, I think that's Martian Manhunter. It's not Martian Manhunter. and that's beautiful. But then there's stuff like when he's in the ice cubes, and they're doing this stuff with his buddy Raj. Was that his name? Something like that. Yeah. And that shit is amazing. That's the stuff that James Gunn is often called manipulative, specifically with Guardians 3. But he knows how to make you very, very sad very quickly. And that's something where like movies are pretty afraid to be provocative at this size. Yeah. And his movies aren't. And this one might be the most provocative in just like little ways throughout. And that specific moment with the Russian roulette is just like it's just amazing. And the way that he yells afterwards and it's just like completely deformed and just sobbing, and then he says his name, and it's awesome. And I kind of wish that character, like Metamorpho, was like almost completely static. I didn't like that he was cracking jokes too much. It every once in a while took it out of me. But the thing is, like, all of these complaints are pretty small. It's just what's keeping me from being like, this is my boy, this is my little baby. Because there are a lot of this that's like me coded to the extreme. If this came out 20 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever, it's panned, and people don't like it, and it becomes my Speed Racer. It becomes one of my best friends. Right. Because just like Speed Racer or all those movies I have a fucking boner for, it's so expensive, and it's doing weird shit with the camera, and it's so colorful and strange, but it's about real shit, and it's so serious in a way that is so like just earnest and wonderful. And it just seems like a movie that if we didn't have the MCU prepping us to be like, this is Doctor Strange, meet him, he's normal. Yeah. People would reject this movie, I think. Yeah, that's a good point. We were talking about Lex Luthor in the roulette scene. I love Nicholas Hoult in this. A lot of people were doubting Nicholas Hoult just as much as they were Corn Sweat, leading up to this. I've always been like, Holt's got this. Yeah. God, he's so petty in this. But I do have like a bit of a criticism with his character in this, and it's that I do think he's a little too evil, if that makes sense. One of the big things about Lex in the books, and I shouldn't just be like, oh, the comics this, comics that. But I guess if James Gunn is going to keep doing this, then like maybe I should. I don't know. Yeah. Is that he has like a bit of a redemption arc, and he works with the heroes a lot. And I don't know. I kind of feel like he's a little irredeemable in this movie. He's got ex-girlfriends that he doesn't like, and he's renting out this super space prison to governments to throw, I don't know, people in there. Yeah. Yeah. But that's just so, because this movie is using all these things to talk about everything that John Gunn's interested in. Exactly. And just how terrible it is to be in the world today. And so he wants to talk about like a tech billionaire like secretly funding a war and having a being like the stuff where they when they have fucking Frank Grillo or whatever, the guy from the Creature Commandos, Sergeant Rick whatever the fuck.
He's Rick Flag
Senior because Junior dies.
Junior is dead. Well, is he? I don't know.
Because he got pretty dead in the Suicide Squad.
Is that canon?
I don't know. They make a big deal about it in Peacemaker, and Peacemaker's canon. I don't know.
I think
Do you watch Peacemaker?
No, I don't. I didn't finish Creature Commandos either. I'll watch Lanterns though.
I think Peacemaker's better than Creature Commandos are.
That's the most. I know a lot of people that are like Peacemaker is James Gunn's best project.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, is it completely different? Because I think a lot of people just assume that James Gunn has one mode, and he doesn't stray too far from it. But what he does do when he strays is pretty substantial. Like, I think that a lot of people couldn't think that he had like Superman in him, like the actual character of Superman, which I think we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
But is by far the crowning jewel of this movie. He just makes so much sense to me. I love Superman so much. I love how he stumbles over his words and is weird and emo and the decision to characterize him with pop punk.
Yeah. Have you seen the playlist?
No, I haven't.
So on Spotify, he made playlists for each of the characters.
Right.
And he does have, like a playlist with like.
Rate his playlist, dude.
Yeah.
What is his playlist like? Like what do you? Is he real? Does he know ball?
Dude, it's 2000s pop punk.
But the beautiful thing about him is that he doesn't really care if it's the real shit or not. He likes the movement of pop punk is like that kind of rebellion, but just like earnest and sweet. Like it's such a smart choice.
This playlist has around 12 songs in it. It's got the Superman theme, 2 Superman themes in here. Mm-hmm. The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. I'm sure you've heard that song before. Dear Maria, Count Me In by All Time Low. He's got Florence and the Machine, which isn't like pop punk. He's got a couple pop punk songs in here, but like a Spoon song. He's got a Journey song in here, New Radicals, a Clash song. So, there's some pop punk in there. He's also got a Lois Lane playlist.
Cute.
With your good friend Jeff Rosenstock.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Because she says she's like, I'm a punk rock girl from wherever the fuck. Yeah, so she knows real shit.
She got Idols in here. we got Pup in here. We got
wow.
We got Car Seat Headrest in here,
So she's the
An
real
Against Me
indie,
song.
She's the real incel indie gooner.
Exactly.
And he's like the shiny, beautiful, like loves what it represents kind of guy. Doesn't care if it's corporatized or whatever. I just think that's so sweet. What did you think about it as the pop punk boy?
I mean, James Gunn is me. I don't think you guys understand that. He has everything I love. Pulpy movies, comic books, and punk rock.
Yeah, man.
And he's always been like that.
He has your career.
He does.
You would write Romeo and Juliet, and you would go on to like take a check for Scooby-Doo and make it weird and perverse, and then you go and make your whole giant universe or whatever.
Exactly.
And you have pedophile jokes that get you canceled in 2018.
Yeah, maybe.
Exactly. I think you're right. He is you, man. I don't know. I love how because that was something that I've realized is that it's just how you crack him, is you make him not stoic. And just because he's not stoic doesn't mean he's not like steadfast and like this pillar of truth or whatever. It's more inspiring. It's more like human and heroic or whatever if he's always questioning himself but doesn't want to admit it. Like that's what's wonderful about that scene where he's interviewing Lois is that he hates it because he doesn't want to ask these questions of himself too. He's kind of pissed off at himself. He's like, fuck, you're right, but also fuck you. Yeah. And she doesn't believe any of the things that she's taking questions about, but she has to because of like journalistic integrity or whatever.
Love that too. All right,
so
this
sick.
is a journalism movie.
My dad's a journalism boy, and so when they fucking did the web publish, that whole stuff, a tear ran down his eye.
I don't know if their copy editing system's great there.
No, it's not.
I thought that was odd that they had just 3 other people in the pod with them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like those 2 dudes weren't in the movie. Like a Cat Grant was there. That's fine, I guess. But like they had 2 other guys.
What do you think of the slow-mo scene, dude?
When they were hugging?
Yeah.
That was a little corny.
Well, what do you think of the giant bouncing breasts? What do you think about that? I was wondering if...
Do you know who Power Girl is?
I've heard the name. Is that what she becomes?
No. I want you to look up a picture of Power Girl.
Because this lady that plays that lady is one of Gunn's friends. I know
yeah,
that.
Look up a picture of Power Girl. Actually, I just have it pulled up. I pulled it up to make sure I was talking about the right lady.
Yeah.
this is what she looks like.
Oh, mama.
Yeah.
Hot
And so her thing was in the comics was that the guy that made her, or I don't know if it was the guy that created that character. I don't know that guy's name. But the people of that book decided that every issue they were going to make her breasts bigger until somebody called them out for it.
That's funny.
And so her character is just like known for that, just having just huge tits.
That's beautiful.
And I just wonder what James Gunn would do with that. I might cut this segment. I don't know. I want to get canceled for it.
Why do you want to get canceled for it? It's beautiful. I think that's a wonderful piece of trivia. And
yeah, that's some DC trivia there for you. If you ever,
I wish they never stopped and it just got grotesque over time, you know?
Well, you can read manga for that.
I have 2 questions to ask you as a comic boy.
Yeah.
Well, I have probably a lot of it, but the 2 that I'm just thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
One is, does Jimmy Olsen have game often?
Yes.
It's badass.
They've never done that before, but yeah.
Huh?
They've never done that. They've never
in a
really
movie?
given. Yeah, they've never really given Jimmy Olsen much to do in any of the Superman movies,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But the moment they gave him a subplot in this, I was like, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. I was confused at first when they said, when the ladies were over there, oh, he's so fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was genuinely confused because I was stuck in stone of the other movies.
Yeah.
I always knew he was bigger in the comics.
Yeah.
He was the homie. And the movies don't really do anything with him. I know that. And so it was incredible that his bit is that he's just got unspeakable game. And he's kind of sexist, but he's also kind of not. He's just got just incredible amounts of game. What do you think about that subplot, dude?
That was really funny. I don't know if I love that part of the movie, the Eve stuff, and that being like the linchpin to figuring it all out. But I guess they gave her something to do, so good for them. But
what's Eve up to in the comics? Is she a thing?
I don't know much about her. I think she's just Lex's girlfriend in the comics.
It seems like just another, just a little scat thrown at the way of the terrible people in our world. You know, a lot of this movie feels like that, of just an angry liberal dad. Even though he's not a dad, he gives liberal dad energies, being super mad at the world and like just using these superheroes like it's something that he's really devoted himself for to like say something about all that. I guess we want to talk about all that because that's the stuff that I've gone back and forth most in my head.
The Lex Luthor stuff, is that what you're talking about?
Just the political nature of it.
Oh, okay.
And how much, because some people are saying like it's too specific or whatever. It's not super pointed. I would argue it is pretty pointed, and he uses a lot of like phrases that make it so that there's no way it's not like loaded. Like when the stuff with Frank Grillo and like saying like we decided you don't have rights or whatever, so this does not apply to you. And he's like we outsourced this or whatever. The government outsourced this. Like just things like that. There's a lot of like talking points that are just said in this movie.
Yeah.
I think that some people, including our beloved Sean Fantasy, because his point is that he loves that they bring up all this stuff, but he thinks that they yada yada at the end by saying like everyone's human.
I've heard that part.
I don't think it's quite true. I think this is a fantasy movie where, and it's not to say that it's a fantasy movie so it avoids all of the stakes or reality or whatever, but it's just it's a power trip movie of like what if the stupid federally funded organizations of our world actually realize that they have something to do, like they can do something, and just like just executed the president or whatever. And those people that say that it's too complicated or whatever, and that it's too messy to get into, or they're allies of the state, they're cowards, and they should be using all of their peoples over there, all of their capital to be destroying that kind of stuff. You have a duty to do that, which feels kind of politically radical to say. And I don't really think it's saying we all put on pants one leg at a time or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about all that?
No, I didn't really agree with that point either that he was making about that.
And I don't want to be the person out here saying, no, Superman's actually like it says a lot or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think there's a reason why people are responding to it the way that they do, and I don't know if it might not be like fully conscious in their minds. But this is a movie about every day reading something terrible in the news and feeling helpless about it, and just this overwhelming feeling of like everyone is in cahoots above us, and they're pulling all these strings, and all of us are collateral, and being like, what if there was a guy that gave a shit about that and it's like a power fantasy for people that want to be that person and then also want to have that person in their life. And I think the movie is supposing, like, if we did have this person like that in our life, it would cause a larger ripple and maybe get the dumbass Justice Gang to be the federally funded Maxwell Lord Justice Gang or whatever to interfere.
Yeah.
As they should or whatever. I don't know. I feel like it's like, it's not... Do you think the movie is on the side of Superman when he says it's not complicated? There are people that are going to die. It's as simple as that. Do you think they agree with that, or do you think they think that's simplistic?
Does the movie, is that what you're saying, agree with that? I would say it does agree with that. I think Superman still has that mentality at the end of the movie. I think if this was Captain America Civil War, it would be more complicated than that.
This movie does what Captain America Civil War thinks it has the balls to do.
Exactly.
It actually interrogates people having these emotions, and it's about how people working together with different ideologies is the point of it.
Yeah. That's stuff that I really love about... I eat that up when superhero projects do that these days. I find that very interesting, the sort of ethics of being a superhero at this point. Shows like Invincible Season 3 explores that a lot, and The Boys kind of explores that a little bit too.
And this has got an Omni-Man twist in it, doesn't it?
It does,
we gotta talk about that.
There are definitely parts of this that I feel like are commentating on a lot of the evil Superman stuff that have taken over media.
He's a squirrel, dude.
How do you feel about the read that this movie is about James Gunn getting canceled?
I didn't think about it when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel stupid about that.
I think that was one of the first things, like, even in the trailer for it, because you could tell that people were against him. Yeah, that specifically, I was like, oh, I think this movie probably about James Gunn a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm sure it is, and there's no way to say it's not.
I mean, maybe if it isn't, write what you know.
Yeah.
And so he's been on the end of that. I mean, it's a different situation completely, but,
When I was watching it, I was in my head being like, this is how warfare is done in the modern age. And Superman would have to deal with this, and it would be the most frustrating thing in the world to him, and it would be how Lex Luthor manipulates him. That was something that I always didn't get when I was just such a neophyte of Superman.
Yeah.
Is like, how do you fight him or whatever? And that's such a beginner question to ask, but it is a lot of things that people like normal people ask. You have Zod or whatever. You have people that can beat the shit out of Superman. You have Lex Luthor, who's the guy pulling all the strings or whatever. And in the Superman, original Superman movie, he's kind of just a rascal. He's a real estate rascal. I didn't really feel any malice behind him, and I think that could maybe lead into what you're talking about of the redemption.
Yeah.
So the thing that this movie makes clear is that he doesn't even necessarily he doesn't make him a super genius in this movie, really. He has a lot of people. He's the Elon Musk or whatever, where he's got smart ideas or whatever, but he's mostly using other people's tech that he's hiring for, towards a certain goal. He's maneuvering. He's the director of all that tech or whatever.
I mean, yeah, he's doing that, but he did open the portal. That is his creation.
Right. Okay.
So he is a genius, but they're not actively showing him create something to. Or here, he's already created the things that he is going to use to beat Superman in this.
Yeah.
Ultraman is already created. Did you see that coming?
No.
No?
No, I didn't. Which is silly because they learned it of you very early on with the DNA or whatever, and I really just wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, that was one of the earliest fan theories that was Superman, and I bought into that, and so I was like, okay, yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah,
and that was that was one of the things where I was like, you're really doing this. There are two things in the third act where I'm like, you're really doing this, which is that because that's such a huge criticism against superhero movies is the evil version of your main man.
Yeah.
That's just been done to death, and they don't do it too much in this, and it is kind of more metaphorical or whatever, but that's fine. That was just something I noticed, and then also the splitting up of Metropolis is also pretty MCU-y.
Yeah. In
a way that I could see him trying to get past, and it's not really exciting to me because I've seen it so much, and those kinds of stakes I just don't give a shit about them anymore. But I don't think they were bad because they had so much going on outside of that. The conversation was the real shit. What this movie really helped me realize is that he can Lex could just throw unlimited shit at him. If he is found a way to defeat Ultraman or whatever, he's sending all his goons over there. He's got all these other stuff. So he's just using all the different elements, and so I viewed the canceling as just one of those, manipulation of the terrible way that we look at things on the earth, where everyone in this movie, I feel like it's a very cynical movie with just an upstanding guy in the middle of it. Maybe like I feel like James Gunn more aligns himself with Lois Lane, and Lois Lane, their relationship in this movie is wonderful because it's like, I fundamentally do not understand you, Superman, but I love your outlook and I need your outlook, and that's what makes me love you. And when he says the thing about the doggy and she hugs him and he says I love you, you can just see it in her face. She's amazing in this movie.
Yeah,
there's just so much done in that little moment, and I think that's the thesis statement of the movie. Is like, I think Gunn does not understand Superman like personally. I think he aligns with that. I think he hates the world a lot more than Superman does.
Yeah.
But he realizes like the necessity of Superman and having a Superman, and is very locked into that. And I feel like I agree with that sentiments, because I feel like a lot of people in this movie are terrible, even to the point where they're in the ICE detainment special place or whatever, and they have the two fuckers on either side of him being like, hey yo, this guy's doing something with the sign or whatever.
Yeah.
He's so cynical at every turn. Like, people are so easily manipulated in this movie, and the most, he has such like pity and like resentment towards the people that are under Lex's boot or whatever. Like, he makes them so pathetic because they are, and I think he views a lot of people like that. So it's weird to have such a cynical movie be so happy and uplifting, I think. Do you think it's a cynical movie?
Yeah. I mean, I think Gunn is inherently cynical. Yeah, no, he is definitely a cynical filmmaker, no doubt about it. But he's been doing the candy-colored thing forever, you know? So, I mean, it's not... I wouldn't say this is a new thing for him at all. I mean, maybe a character as earnest and uplifting as Superman is new territory for him, but... I don't know. To me, I just look at that as like a step up in his ability to tell a story.
Because everyone's been talking about found family, which has become to this kind of I don't want to be fucking rude, but baby's first like film criticism when it comes to Gunn. That's your thing, you know, about him.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker, it's really talking about how the individual relationships that you have with people are what make this world work, and that's what's so wonderful about Superman, is that he has these individual relationships with everybody. He sees everyone as beautiful, so you have like 5, 6, 7, 8 times where he saves like an individual person or a fucking squirrel or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, did you see the squirrel as just like that was the closest this got to fuck you, Snyder, I thought.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely, and him being like, we gotta save the kaiju and all that stuff.
Is all that stuff in the movie explicitly if Man of Steel doesn't exist?
I think so. Yeah, I would say so. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not the squirrel. But, I mean, if you've read he knows the comics. He gets the character. Yeah. And he's just like that, so.
I'm in the camp of this was always going to be a Superman, but I think certain things he does is to show you this isn't like what you've had before, I guess.
Yeah. And, I mean, yeah, he goes out of his way to, like, catch buildings and stuff like that, which is definitely, I think, one of the biggest fuck yous to Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So.
Are you all right? After everything and stuff like that. It's so wonderful. And this movie does have one God shot in it, and it's wonderful. Him just rising from the ash or whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really do that a lot. It's not interested in that. It doesn't do that. They don't do the Bible thing again. They don't do Jesus. They don't do the other fucker. God damn it, Moses. They don't do Moses, and it's so easy to do Moses. You know, put your boy in the basket, you send him off. They don't do either of those, which I think is just the smartest thing ever. If they did do those, I think it's game over. But instead, they do the fun thing with Bradley Cooper. Well, I would like to talk to you about that.
Yes.
Does that have any precedent in the comics?
Some comics. Generally speaking, I would say that's not much of a thing, but there are definitely iterations of it. Maybe not super popular iterations of Jor-El and whatever his mom's name is, where they are, I don't know. Evil might not be the right word, but something more is going on there. I'll be entirely honest with you. Superman is like not really one of my guys. Yeah. You know, I've always been more of a Batman dude, but like I understand, like I get the character. I understand the importance of this character. He's just not like, he's not a go-to guy. I'm at the comic store. I'm not picking up Superman, generally speaking.
Well, what would be the Batman of this? Like, where you'd be like, fuck, they got it. They got the character. Has it happened yet? What would you? What would be in the theater? You're like, fuck it, they got it.
Like a comic comparison?
Yeah,
or
just like they got the character. Like, has it been done where you've been like, that's my boy, or
Ben
is it still a
Affleck.
little bit?
Ben Affleck with a better writer is what I'm looking for.
Hmm.
Like that look, the way that warehouse scene is how
Brutality
Batman
of it.
fights. If he wasn't killing people, that scene would be perfect to me. That is exactly how Batman.
I rewatched it a little bit ago. It's awesome.
It is awesome, and that is exactly how that character acts and how he, well, not killing, but like his sort of paranoia in that movie, and just the way he fights. That is it. That would be it. It would be if I could mix two Batmans, it would be Ben Affleck's and Pattinson's, and that would probably be as close as you could get with it.
What would you take from Pattinson? Like the detective-y shit?
Probably, yeah, the detective-y shit.
So you want a noir boy, a noir detective that will absolutely just beat the shit out of people.
Yeah.
That have that kind of rage.
Yeah, it's or like the Arkham video games if you've played those.
I know kind of about them.
Yeah, those are probably something like that would probably work. But I mean, Ben Affleck's is the closest Batman we've had to being like fantastical outside of Joel Schumacher stuff. So that's probably
Fantastical. What do you mean by that?
Christian Bale's Batman is not fighting Darkseid.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah. Like
you're
Clayface
right.
is not showing up in a Nolan movie or even a Pattinson movie.
Yeah.
Those are too realistic. But Ben Affleck's is showing up at the start of The Flash, and that scene sucks. I hate that. But that's what I mean by it.
He
That's
looks
what I
so
mean
bad.
by it. Yeah.
Would you want him to be like a fully animated thing, like they do with the Deadpool, or is that too far?
Like, what do you mean by animated?
Like the face with the cowl.
No, I don't like wide eyes.
Didn't they do that once? Well, I feel like there's a recent thing where they did something like that.
There is a moment in the Nolan movies where he has he goes in like a detective mode, where he's like seeing X-ray vision through the walls. I think it's in The Dark Knight, and he does have sort of blue white eyes.
I remember what I was thinking.
And it looks bad, I think. But maybe you're thinking of something else.
I was thinking of Wolverine.
Wolverine. Yeah.
Because they do that for Wolverine, and I think that movie just looks like trash. And so I think if they did that and they cared, I think it would look fine. But it didn't look good in that movie.
I don't care for the wide eyes. I've never
ever.
Not really. Not something I've ever desired for Batman, I don't think. I mean, maybe if they did it, I don't know. I'd have to see what it looks like. But they've never really done it. So.
Do you think that the fucking dorks that laughed that shit up in Deadpool and Wolverine would have liked it if it wasn't a comic reference? Do you think they would be like, or do you think they'd be like, that's corny? If they didn't know that's a reference, I know that looks like my Funko Pop.
The Funko Pops have black eyes though.
Well, oh yeah, fuck.
Okay, whatever. It looks like their action figure.
Yeah. Then what do you think about that? Do you think they would be like, that's fucking dorky?
They probably would think that's dorky.
But that's the genius of Superman, is that how they fix it is they're like, everyone thinks Superman's corny. Mm-hmm. He is corny. And that's the thing. That's the movie's point. That he's corny, and we need that. And everyone knows he's corny in that movie, and they love him for it. And like that's what we need. I think that's such a smart choice to make him corny and like bad at talking.
Yeah.
He talks like I do, like when I'm rambling or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's just so upset that it's that people just can't see his way of things, but they somehow do it without feeling like this God that's making all of our decisions for us. You know? I think it's just because that was something that I really didn't see coming because of that shot in the trailer where man's throwing the can, he bounces off, people seem angry at him. I'm like, I'm so used to people being angry at Superman, but he's not a controversial figure in this movie. Everyone loves him. Like all the fucking haters or whatever are the monkeys in the Shadow Realm.
Mm-hmm. And the dude that threw the can.
And the dude that threw the can. Well, they just heard about the harem.
Yeah.
That's another thing is like, they did not have to say harem, dude. They did not have to say harem.
Yeah.
That's just a little detail that makes it like instantly like a little politicized, a little nasty, and the movie's always doing that shit. Mm-hmm. Like with the kaiju, with the little things go in there and it blows up and you see his little insides go, and it's just like, fuck. I feel bad for that little stupid Stitch monster that grew big.
Yeah.
And they make the dog have the thing on his face. So you saw the story about they punch the dog and they cut out the punch of the dog.
I'm assuming that is in regards to that scene.
That would be kind of funny if the engineer just fucking clocked the dog.
Yeah,
the dog
it's either
cold.
that scene or it's Ultraman at the end. And I'm gonna guess it's the engineer punching the dog. We haven't even talked about the engineer. Yeah. I
mean, so what do you think about their take? I don't remember whose fucking take it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Sean talking about that being the AI or whatever taking over the body. Like I don't know.
I'm so tired of AI reads. Like I don't know. Just because AI's in a movie doesn't mean it's like trying to commentate on it. I don't think he has anything to say about AI in this movie. This movie's already so loaded with shit to say about
That's the thing,
the state of things.
Is that I could see him like throwing. There's so much that he's just throwing in there, but
yeah.
So I'm wondering if that was.
Dude, this is a fucking Superman thing. Okay, there's gonna be robots. There's gonna be science fiction shit.
Yeah.
I don't think that means anything about.
I agree. She just has
AI.
a lot of talk about her humanity and stuff like that. But I would go more on the side of that's just her backstory. That's her emotional like.
Yeah.
She's so pissed at
That's
Lex.
That's her motivation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not a statement, but so much in this movie is a statement, so it's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
I don't know. Honestly, I think the sequence in this movie that works for me the least is when his lungs get filled with the nanotech and he just spits it out.
Yeah, spits it out. So it goes up in the air. It goes, and so is that just like if our girl isn't like actively controlling the nanobots, they just go dead? And then he's pulling them out. That's what I read.
Okay, maybe that makes more sense.
So he just had to get her off of him.
Okay, that would make a little bit more sense then if that's how that works. But I was like, how did he get those out? I know he's Superman, but how did he do that?
It seemed pretty bad for Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole time I was like, how is he getting out of this? Like most situations in this movie, I'm like, oh, this is how you're gonna get out of this. But that I didn't get at all.
Do you want 10% more Superman in this movie?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think they just needed just this one little Superman fights a guy scene extra.
Yeah, I think once I heard somebody make the point that there aren't really any. I guess there's only one fight scene where it is just Superman against a guy. Like the Hammer of Bravia scene at the beginning is the only time he's really working alone. Yeah. Because even at the end he has Crypto, and so yeah, maybe. But
I think it usually doesn't matter because that is about him fighting himself and fighting Lex. Yeah. Like it does feel like it, and they have. The coolest moment in the movie for me is his him breaking his arm, smashing his himself. Yeah, that shit rocks. I was a little hoping for more Speed Racer in this movie. That's just me being a little pervert, and I thought that it was universally beloved the moment where he punches the teeth out and he clinks against the thing. But apparently people were bitching about that.
Yeah, well,
and are like happy that wasn't more in the movie.
I mean. Like the CGI of it? Because people have complaints about that. For sure.
So were they bitching about the CGI looking of that, or were they bitching about it being like, what the fuck is it doing? It's clinking on the glass of the camera.
I mean, that's so Guardians coded that if you're going to complain about that, you better go complain about Guardians 2. Yeah. Or not Guardians Volume 2, but the trilogy. Yeah. Sorry. No, just like the CGI being a bit spotty at points and looking kind of like the Flash or kind of like, I've heard it described as rubbery.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that is interesting to me because this movie wrapped production in June or July of last year, and it was during that point where people were getting on Marvel for overworking their houses that do all their special effects.
Oh, yeah.
And James Gunn went on the internet and he said something that was along the lines of, I got my movie done a year in advance so that my people would have time to make this look great. And I don't think this movie always looks great, to be honest with you. And I do think that is really interesting that he went and said that, and this... One of the big complaints that isn't about what this movie's about, in terms of like filmmaking, is about the CGI in this movie, and I think that is interesting.
I think it is too. I mean, I prefer it, because if I'm a stan of the weird, like movies that are ahead of their time, but they don't have the technology or whatever. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's okay if I'm seeing it as like not a rough draft, but like I see what you're going for, but it's exciting. I like that more. But what this movie does well that I screaming from the high heavens and what made me really like Superman Returns, which got dogged in the recent Big Picture episode. Yeah. You listen to that?
Yes, I did.
Damn.
I've been let me tell you, this movie has taken over my life.
Same.
I've pretty much only been consuming Superman-related content for the past week.
Which I kind of got into an existential crisis about when I saw it again. Because I was like, oh, I'm not feeling it as purely as I was before because my little stupid idiot brain.
I saw it in IMAX the second time.
I want to see it in IMAX. Yeah. I never saw it because my friends went and saw it. They like planned it without me because I was coming back the same day. They didn't know I was going to be there. Mm-hmm. So they went to a dingy ass theater. Fuck you, friends. And then the first time I saw it was in a nice-ish theater just in Centerville because it was the time that worked. Yeah. But I want to see it again with my girlfriend, and maybe my sister wants to see it again because she heard that the dog is good. Yeah. So I'd like to see it in IMAX because the movie looks pretty for the most part. So I think because colors, IMAX. Oh yes, the big thing about Superman Returns that I really liked, and what's great about this movie as well, is they have some bang-a-lang sets, and they rely on sets if they can, and then do the rest if they can't. I think this movie does that a little less. then like Superman Returns looks super expensive because they just built like the Fortress of Solitude and they built Daily Planet and they built all this shit and it looks rad. They like the stupid kryptonite continent at the end of it. They just built a big ass thing. It just looks like they found the biggest soundstage they could and just like spent a lot of money just adorning it and making it look good. So then with like all the CGI is like little sparkles, and it's not the whole thing. So that's why people look at this second act of this movie and are like, "That's fucking uggo." Because this movie, you look at the end of it, it says this movie was shot in here and here and here and here and here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them because they use actual locations and shit like that. And then you also see shot in Atlanta, and you're like, "Yeah, I know that part." Do you think that part of the movie was ugly?
It looked like the Lego movie to me. I thought that both times seeing it, I was like, honestly, that's might be my least favorite part of the movie is like parts of the second act.
Yeah, I would agree too.
And the river stuff.
The river's the worst part of it, and
the
damn baby. Baby's fine. It's just whatever. Like, but that they do a big slow mo look at us shot with the breath, and you kind of just put your head in your hands. You're like, this isn't.
Yeah, that scene though, or that part particularly, there's a shot where, and I noticed this the second time watching it, where they are about to get sucked into a black hole, and Superman is blowing them out, and he's holding the dog and the baby, and that shot looked exactly like something out of Guardians Volume 2.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think Guardians Volume 2, I like it, but that movie's more psychedelic.
Yeah.
And so I'm fine with it being a little bit more wibbly wobbly. I just think that the colors they chose and the idea that they had of the blocks of it look ugly.
Yeah, and it's pixels.
Yeah,
2015.
Yeah, exactly. I think that that's just the one time where he made like a wrong visual decision for me.
Yeah.
And it just didn't coalesce. It's not necessarily the like, I think if that had the same quality of CGI but just with a different kind of artistic idea with it, I think it would look fine.
Do you know who plays Metamorpho?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
The guy from Barry.
Yeah, NoHo Hank.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's so sick.
You know, Lucy and I just binged Barry like a month or two ago.
Oh, really? You like it?
Yeah, we liked it.
Good.
And so we were stoked to see him in this, and we were DiCaprioing the screen.
That's awesome.
And,
how did Lucy like it?
I don't really know. I think well, I saw it with Lucy and I saw it with my sister, and my sister I think really digs it. She's similar to me in growing up with a lot of those cartoons and is a Green Lantern head.
Nice.
So I think she digs that for sure. Lucy, though, I think there were some instances where she was like a little confused about who Guy Gardner is. Yeah. And but she loves The Rookie, which Nathan Fillion is the star of.
Oh, cute.
So I think she was.
I forgot about that show.
I think she had a hard time.
That show was like 7 seasons or something like that.
Something like that. I think she had a hard time like separating the two and just being like, "That's The Rookie." You know, that's how I feel every time I see.
Acting like a dork.
That's how I feel every time I see Bryan Cranston in something. Where I'm like, yeah, that's Walter White.
That's our boy.
I think she liked it though. I think there was some stuff that was maybe a little silly and a little wonky to her, and that goes back to the whole being very comic booky. But we're joking about Joey a lot. You know, Metamorpho comes out of his cage and he yells, "Joey!" as he goes and he gets his son from the terrorist or whatever. That's fun. Yeah, it's awesome. A pivotal part of our relationship, actually.
Is the Joey part?
Yeah, earlier we were talking about making our own pocket universe where we have our favorite restaurants and things like that, you know?
That would be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about the Kents.
Oh, hold on. We'll get to that. Did you know that I saw a news report that David Cornsweet bruised his right testicle during the filmmaking of this movie? Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't really know. I didn't look into it any further, but I saw that.
Him fucking, because I saw someone like filming of the stuff in the stadium, and
there's a part where he gets kicked in the dick by Ultraman.
Yeah, you're right, and it's not really done as a joke. It just seems like that was a tactical move there.
Yeah, it's 1A. You know?
Oh, that's so sick. It's so sick that
Lex is a pro gamer.
He is a pro. I love their fucking Mountain Dew ass the dorks there. Yeah, that was so cool. But I love how he starts out and he's like this combo into that combo, and in the end he's spamming it. I think it's so smart.
Yeah. All right. So the Kents.
The Kents. They are wonderful in this movie. What do you think of them? The first scene where she's yelling into the phone.
That was fine.
I thought it was fine too. Some people say, like of the people on their podcast we listen to, are like, "Oh dear," at that point.
No, it wasn't like a red flag or anything. I don't think the scene is like necessary for the movie or anything. I think it maybe is just to establish that they do exist, you know?
Yeah. And I think it's just going for an easy joke of the like your parents don't know how to work the fucking phone.
They don't know how to work the phone, and these parents are very southern.
Yes.
And that's very different than that maybe feels like another fuck you to Zack Snyder of being.
Yeah.
They're friends.
They're not.
I shouldn't say.
But they're friends that disagree completely about it, and and Mr. Gunn's whole universe depends on him correcting what his homie did.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're buddies, but it just it can't not be in conversation with it.
Yeah.
Especially when it was so radically different from. Because did you see that? I didn't know this, or maybe I did and I didn't. I forgot it, but. On like the press tour for Watchmen, Snyder was asked about Superman. What would be your take on Superman? And do you know what he said?
What?
He says, I don't really get Superman. He's not my guy. I actually don't. I don't think I'd fuck with that.
That's so funny because he made he didn't even Watchmen came out in 2009.
Yeah.
Man of Steel's 2013, so he had to go into pre-production for that.
Because apparently that was how it happened. Is that they just needed somebody on deck. They tried to get other directors, and they really wanted just Nolan's take on it, and Nolan just was like, "This kid is good." Mm-hmm. So, it seems like Zack Snyder was constantly pushing back against Nolan, and Nolan had ground rules. He's like, he doesn't kill. Yeah. And he doesn't do this or that or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Snyder said, in interviews or whatever, being cute, which is, it's kind of cute. Yeah. He's like, if I'm told I can't have something, I want it more. And so apparently during that time, he was constantly pushing back and be like, well, what if this happened? Mm-hmm. Just because I do this with my friends all the time. I have an obnoxious hypothetical, and if they don't answer how I want them to, I change the terms. Right. So then it got to the point where he's like, well, what if they were in Grand Central Station, and then there's four a family there, and Zod had his big eye blast going. He was about to kill him. Then would he snap his neck? And I think at that point, the writers were like, fine. Yeah. And that's kind of what that movie is it's a fine. It's like feels like he's begrudgingly fitting what he wants. Like, he wants Superman to be badass. He's a man that thinks that Superman is corny, mm-hmm. and he wants to make him cool. So I think that's why people have really gravitated to him, because I think there are a lot of people out there that think that way and are like, I want my thing to not be corny at all. Yeah. And so this guy gets it, but it's so funny to hear him say with his own mouth, I don't fucking get Superman. Yeah. And he's not my dude.
And thinking about it, it does make sense to make Superman or your DC universe darker at that point in time, especially if your top competition is Marvel. Mm-hmm. So you have something that's a little different, doesn't make a direct ripoff.
And you just had Batman Begins and Superman Returns come out within a year of each other. Mm-hmm. And one of them is a bold reimagining where they make him a edgy ninja man. And one of them is like... Isn't it great to have Superman in the world?
Isn't it great to see Christopher Reeves again?
Wasn't that nice that we had Christopher Reeves? Wouldn't it be cool if we had him again? Yeah. And that movie was like, that's corny, that's stale, that's nothing. Yeah. And that's the quality of the filmmaking is one thing where that movie is kind of it's kind of dry. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit like a cracker. But I like the ideas in it. And the fucking Nolan Batman is like dripping with aura and juice, Yeah,
he's aura farming.
He's aura farming in that, exactly. Yeah. I don't want to save you. Like, that kind of shit. It's fucking sick. And you have, what's the name of the Ra's al Ghul?
Ra's al Ghul, yeah.
Liam Neeson, Ra's al Ghul. Mm-hmm. See, that movie's awesome. It's aura farming, so that's not what they wanted. So then you'd see it and be like, if we want to make another Superman movie, we're going to go over to that one instead of this one. Yeah. And it takes this long to be like, no, that other way was right. We just got to do it better. And with someone that people actually fuck with, you know? I don't know. But the Kent stuff is like, he makes those two, the Kents in the Zack Snyder one, the sexiest motherfuckers alive. They're Greek gods as well.
Kevin Costner, and I forget who the actress is.
Diane Lane. But in this one, he makes a point of it being not that, in a way that's so not country bumpkin. The best choice that he makes with that character, the best choice that they make is when he goes out on the porch outside to talk with Mr. Superman, and the first thing he says to him is, we went to that taco place again, it was pretty good still, It's the most nonsense, like, nothing statement. You're just like, okay, cool, Yeah. And then goes into, like, for the profound shit that you need. Mm-hmm. And that's just such a beautiful look at just, like, how that kind of parent is. Like, I've had definitely, like, moments of that with, like, my relatives. Not necessarily my dad. It's not quite my dad's style, but that kind of, like, the stupid small talk is part of the love, mm-hmm. and then it goes in, and then you have that kind of a dynamic thing. It just makes him just does such a good job of making them not feel stupid. It's just this other type of warmth that he has.
Exactly. Dude, that's like maybe my favorite scene of the movie.
It's so good.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting though is I noticed this the second time watching it. When Ma comes out and tells Clark that he needs to come look at the box, their TV, you know how your TV's logo is at the bottom?
Yeah.
Luther Corp.
I noticed that.
Yeah,
You want to
isn't
know
that
why? Because I
interesting?
had that exact same fucking TV. Like,
Oh,
almost
yeah?
to the dot. And I was like, oh, but it's not
In
exactly
your-
the same
in your
because it's a
old
different
apartment?
logo. And the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, this says Luther. That's why it's a different logo.
I'm so curious about that. I want to know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I know this movie is we're ignoring origins, but I do want to know how the Superman kind of figured himself out, you know?
Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
I had a moment with my pops because I watched Superman Donner cut the first Superman movie with my pops, and it takes an hour for him to become Christopher Reeves in that movie, right?
It does, yes. Some people love that. Some people think you could cut it.
I like the
shorten
first
it.
2 hours of the movie a lot.
Mhm.
The first two chunks of that movie, I mean.
Yeah.
There's the part where he's growing up and he's running around the fields and he's got a girl that's like kind of got a crush on him, and apparently she's a big deal in the comics or whatever, and he's got a bully or whatever and all that kind of stuff, and he's just like, I can't do it because I'm Superman or whatever. And I was like, I actually said to the people around me and to myself, I said, I kind of would like to see more of that, you know. And my dad said, I have excellent news for you. There are 8 seasons of it, or whatever.
Yeah, Smallville.
Yeah, I can't believe I just completely forgot about the existence of Smallville.
Smallville's so different though, because they are establishing, like, Aquaman is in that show.
Oh, really?
Green Arrow's in that show.
Is the first
a version
season
of
like
the Flash.
that, or did they just lose the plot?
I have not seen it.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the idea of him just being like, I got a girl and I want to go to prom, and there's a fucking asshole bully, but I can't beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That would be bad, and I need to run over here, but they can't know why I'm so fast that I ran over there or whatever. But just like that thing in the movie, like instead of doing the whole big epic thing of the tornado or whatever killing them,
Yeah.
they do such a smart thing where he's just like, he just has a heart attack or whatever, and he can't rush him to the hospital because they're like, how the fuck did you get here from the hospital?
Yeah.
It's just such a simple, smart way to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then that's just, you can see Snyder's being like, that's pussy shit.
Mm-hmm.
My boy is a painting of America.
Yeah.
And he holds up a stoic hand saying, no.
I think though, on the topic of the Ma and Pa, I think one of I don't know, my criticisms for this movie is so the ending scene, Superman is healing in his chair, his dentist chair. The sun is hitting him, which is exactly how I feel when I go to the dentist, because I have these light blue eyes and I have to wear sunglasses or I'll start crying when the light's in my eye.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's the shame of being the Aryan race.
It really is, and it's only getting worse. But the Robot 4 says that, you know, he likes to look at his family. It calms him, and so they subvert your expectations, because now they're going to show home videos of Ma and Pa instead of showing his biological parents from earlier in the movie, you know. And I just feel like if one of the emotional linchpins of this film is Ma and Pa, I feel like I just need a little more of it. Need a little bit more of it, you know, for that ending to really pack a punch for me, because yeah, you know, they have maybe the best scene in the movie emotionally for me.
Because they have one line in that almost makes that completely work, which is the thing of like, it doesn't matter what the message was, it matters what the message meant to you, what you took it as.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of enough for me, but I could definitely see that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's confident. It's ballsy, and a lot of people walk out of it being like, that was kind of corny. But the rest of it was cool. But that part is a little too far.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That is the one thing for me where I'm like, if that's going to be what brings us all together in the end, I need more of that. This is my least favorite criticism towards this Superman movie.
I'd love to hear it.
People who bitch and moan about Superman getting beat up and hurt and, like, losing fights. I'm like, that's... Like, it's called conflict. You have to have it in your movie, or there's nothing there. And I don't know. That's like my least favorite thing. Is people who are like, well, why is he bleeding?
Why is he? Yeah, that is stupid.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
There are some people like, I could, because my friends, they love the animes, and I was sitting next to my friend Jared, and there were a couple of times in the movie he was like, fuck, like in a way that he would react to an anime thing. He was like, fuck's fucking badass. The first thing that was when he had the magnifying glass of the sun. He's like, and he goes, duh! And then my friend's just like, fuck it. Yeah.
Your friends like it?
They did like it, yeah.
Cool.
They didn't like live it, I don't think, but they liked it. They thought it was good. And they thought a lot of parts kicked ass.
Right.
But I think he was just, if he had like one or two more of those moments where you're just like, this is the sickest motherfucker alive, I think the movie would be better for it. But it's just such a small percentage off, and the fact that it leaves you, it's the whole thing, well, it leaves you wanting more or whatever, but it does. It doesn't overstay its welcome, but I don't know. How long does it take to get a Superman 2 if this is a successful franchise?
That is interesting.
Do they care? Do you care? Do you want a Superman 2, or would you rather just see him pop up in other movies as...
Well, James Gunn was asked about a Superman 2, and his reply, because he's always cryptic, it was define Superman 2. That's what he said.
The Donner cut or the other guy's cut? The guy who directed the Three Musketeers.
Richard Lester.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Good pull.
Yeah. So either Superman 2 is a team-up movie, or he has a major role in Supergirl. He'll probably have a cameo in Supergirl, I imagine. I don't see why he wouldn't.
So too. If they keep him, he can't be like a primary character, or else that's gonna make the marketing even harder.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a hard
have you seen the poster that came out today for Supergirl?
Yeah, it's corny in a bad way, I think, but it's fine. Like it's a little Deadpool. It's a little like.
Well, I mean, James Gunn is a little Deadpool.
Yeah, that's the part.
James Gunn would kick so much ass at a fucking Deadpool movie.
He would.
You know.
I would maybe not hate it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's kind of cute. It's a little self-indulgent. The changing of the tagline is she's eating a sugary drink. There was a good. I usually hate the big picture Reddit. I think they're like a cesspool, and I'm trying to get off of the Reddit because it's just where I get a lot of my news. But every single time I go into any comment section, I want to kill myself. But I'll pull up a thing, and I am worried that it has this kind of a vibe. Like I really love the vibe of the what we get of her. I think he's wonderful. It doesn't seem like a flippant, stupid, she ain't your grandma's superhero.
Thanks for watching my dog, biatch.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking Jesse Pinkman.
Aaron Taylor Johnson and Leslie Rose Jett set the star in Werewolf. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I found it. Graffiti, trench coat, a blue drink that's no doubt high in sugar. This is not my grandpa's superhero. And there's a little bit of that, like, why is she drinking a little freezy or whatever? And she's got the trench coat. It's a little try hard, kind of, in a way that I think Superman feels a little effortless, and this doesn't. It's like it's just such a tactical move of it's so renaming the movie The New Avengers afterwards.
Yeah. Changing
an actor. It just seems like radical marketing move instead of like a genuine something or another. But I don't really care. I don't like the specific poster, but it's not worrying.
Do you know her sort of background?
No. I heard something that surprised because I got like a basic premise of the World of Tomorrow, and I was like, oh, it doesn't sound like what I expected. Because it's a little less funny than I thought.
Yeah.
It's what was it described as? It was some sort of like something or another. But yeah, give me the rundown.
So how this works, and this isn't like canon to everything, but Krypton is going down. So the parents ship off Clark Kent or Kal-El, a name we haven't said on this podcast yet. And
do you know it says Cowl because he's got a cape? That's the way I realized his name's Kal-El.
And also they send Supergirl, who is 14 years old. She has her dog.
Oh, so she's fully.
Okay. So they send her, but something happens with her her pod. That's what you want to call it. Kal-El makes it to Earth. She gets stuck in a thing called the Phantom Zone. Do you know what the Phantom Zone is?
I know the Phantom Zone. It's from the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah. And she gets stuck there for years. So she has this like Arrested Development.
And then Bluth here? Where is Michael Bluth?
Anyway, so she eventually makes it to Earth, and she's, he's now much older than her. He's in his 30s, and she's still like a kid.
Yeah.
And so she's just like very immature. That's her thing.
So in the Phantom Zone, she's not like sentient. She's not like conscious.
I don't really know. I don't really know a ton about Supergirl.
And so that's a question I have, is that I always just assumed that Supergirl was just like.
So she's technically older than him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but she's not, because she got slowed down.
I always just assumed she was Girl Superman, and I feel like that's how she's portrayed in things. Like, so the Supergirl movie or the Supergirl TV show or whatever, is she just kind of stoic like Superman, or has she always been a little different?
I can't tell you shit about that show. That's about the time that I started tuning on to CW.
Yeah, but what about the comics, I guess. Like, is Woman of Tomorrow what this is based off of? Is that a departure, or is that her vibe?
I think that's kind of considered the definitive Supergirl story. So
that's cool.
I would say that is
interesting.
What she is at this point in time. Maybe not like in the golden age or whatever, but yeah. It might be my favorite movie of the year right now. It really might be.
That's what I was looking at. I wanted to see how I was creeping. It was number 2 for me, where I was just like, sorry, baby, I need to see it again. See if this is going to speak to me. But I did listen to Eva Victor on The Big Picture.
Yeah.
And her just... I think they go by they, them, actually. Them just talking about the title of the movie and what it means, like, got me, like, in work, like, feeling emotional in a way that other things don't in better settings than that. And so that movie might just have a power over me. And so I put it at number 2 just to be chilling. And then I saw it again, and there were more things about it that didn't work for me, and I had an existential crisis. And so then I dropped it below things like, I think I've dropped it below Sinners, and I've dropped it below 28 Years. But might go back up. I don't know. I'll see how it sits in my brain. It's just so hard to kind of sit with it. Yeah. I think that's why we're both, like, engaging with as much shit as we can. It's just like, this movie's been on our radar for so long, like you said, and this kind of idea of what if you gave the DCU to someone that knew what they were doing. And it's so crazy to just have so much to catch up on and to think about. Now we have so much more to be insufferable about for the next, like, however long.
Yeah. I think for me, like, it is flawed a lot. There's maybe a lot that doesn't work. Or...
What are some of your flaws? I don't think you talked about them too much, besides, like, the river and your stuff with the ending not working as much or whatever. But what other stuff is...
I think maybe those are the 2 biggest things for me. So I don't know really what else would... I don't know. I don't love how it looks at all times. Yeah. You know? Just things like that. More nitpicky things, you know? It's not a perfect movie, but I've been waiting for this movie forever. This type of comic book movie. My whole life, pretty much, for something like this. Like, I don't know. It just means a lot to me.
And I think it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of why I had an existential crisis, because I was just sitting there and I was like, this meant a lot to me when I saw it. And I think it's kind of impossible to describe that to someone without sounding like an idiot.
Yeah.
Being like, this is a movie that really made me feel better about living in the world right now. And it just feels like I'm playing into the marketing line of the movie. Yeah. But that is genuinely what the movie's trying to do, and I think it pulls it off almost all of the way. I think that's just an admirable thing to make your $200 million blockbuster about, is like trying to do actual good. What would you like to talk? Do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I'll shout out some movies real quick. Okay, so I rewatched the 2005 Fantastic Four a couple days ago.
I'm halfway through it right now.
Oh yeah? And
I'm gonna finish it tonight.
I've been incredibly mean to this movie over the years.
Yeah.
I'm very mean to it. I kind of loved it though.
I'm fucking with it, dude.
I had a good time. My Letterboxd review, I don't know if you saw it. I said that there's a sequence where Johnny Storm jumps out of a helicopter and snowboards down a mountain while Newts by Sum 41 plays. Hell yeah.
Sick.
And that's the coolest thing ever. And there's just... I can't pronounce this actor's name. The guy that plays Reed Richards. He's Irish or Swedish or something. Yeah. I can't pronounce his name. I think he's like perfect casting.
I think he's got the juice.
I think he is among... He should be in that upper register of people like Christopher Reeves, you know? The guys that were like...
That's our guy?
You know, Hugh Jackman, guys like that. This dude is perfect. This is Reed Richards. This dude is fucking perfect, bro. No, I mean... I'm
going to have some questions for you about the lore when I finish it.
I don't really know a ton about well, I don't know. It's you know, it's some 2000 schlock for sure.
Yeah.
But
it looks good, kind of.
It does, and
right?
it comes from an odd place in time where we are pre-Iron Man but post-Raimi. And I actually... to our point about Superman, is it does feel very Raimi to me in a lot of ways in terms of its heart, and I just think I'll be won over by that.
Yeah, the Superman does have a lot of the hey, you go through and you go through us kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think I'll always be won over by that. But this has that sort of look and feel of that. I mean, it's not to the same caliber as a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, but I mean, same era, but it just like really reminded me of that. And I was like, yeah, this movie is like not great, but like I'm having fun with it, and there's a part where Reed Richards puts his hand under a door, and it looks like fucking shit. But I'm so for it. I'm so for it, and there's like 10 minutes of this where it becomes a body horror movie.
That's so cool.
And I found the stuff with The Thing to be so compelling, you know? I love that run of where they start to get their powers, and Ben Grimm leaves the wherever they are, and he goes into the city, and then they have a sequence on the bridge. I just love that, man.
I'm excited, dude.
I don't know. I was like, this is kind of what's up. And I mean, the rest of the movie isn't great from there. I don't really love the stuff with Doctor Doom. I don't think it's great.
That's mostly what I want to ask about.
And like, it's just kind of, by the end of the movie, I feel it's very kind of anticlimactic. Like, I'm just like, okay. Like the character driven stuff at the start is kind of where it's at for me with this movie.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It just feels like this is a movie where they rolled out the red carpet and like, let's crack this. And it's not necessary. It's at this point where they're like, the comic book is kind of pussy shit, so we're using that as outlines or whatever.
It's pre-blue beam in the sky.
Yes,
it
is.
I like that.
But so it's just like it's going off of like the '90s rules of storytelling for blockbusters, where you have these like just fundamental dynamics between the people or whatever. Like Sue Storm, they've been an item in the past, and there's this kind of weird dynamic there or whatever. And all the different dynamics between everyone. It just feels like it's just nice to have something that feels kind of focused and I don't know, it's playing the hits in a way that feels endearing instead of like spiteful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of superhero movies of that time that feel spiteful to its fans and like, I'm doing the bare minimum for you dorks. And this one actually feels like I would like to figure out how to make this a blockbuster hit for that everyone would like, that transfers over like Spider-Man. And I found it kind of, so far, just like actually kind of genuine.
Yeah, and I just hadn't seen this movie in well over 10 years, so I couldn't really remember a lot of it, just like bits and pieces of it. Yeah, I don't know, it's not as bad as I thought it was, and maybe I'm mixing it up with the sequel, which
the sequel is awful.
Yeah,
because I watched the sequel because I did like one from each Fox franchise before Deadpool and Wolverine last year, and I thought that one would be more interesting to watch.
Yeah,
and that one was like deplorable, like 2000s sexist.
And I mean,
nonsense.
that is actually a criticism I have for this movie is I don't love how they treat Sue Storm.
Yeah.
At any point where they're like, oh, take off your clothes. Hey, take off your clothes. How you do it?
Yeah, there's a great part in the very beginning where she's got the suit.
Yeah.
Like, looking great. She's like, yeah, it fits your body so fucking well. And then she's pissed off that he's not like ogling her.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you're looking at the technological advancements of the suit and not my rack? That's kind of fucked up. Fuck.
Yeah. Anyways, don't love that part of the movie. But let's see if I have anything else that I want to shout out. What else? I watched a movie called Henry Gamble's Birthday Party that I didn't think was great. I just thought it's no one has seen this movie, but it's on Criterion Channel, and it's kind of a coming out story, and it's got a very young Joe Keery is in this movie.
Hello.
And it's like a queer coming of age movie, and it's all pretty much set around this party, but it's pretty short. It's 87 minutes, and there's a lot going on with people, and there's a girl who. Oh, okay. So let me explain it. Okay, so they are a Christian youth group, and they're having a neighborhood party, and everyone has like something wrong. Like one girl has had premarital sex, and she feels awful about it.
Christ.
And this guy is gay, and this guy wants to drink alcohol.
Man, this
dude wants to kill himself, and there's all these things happening, and like I don't know. I get what the movie's going for. It's okay. I really hated the dialogue though.
Kind of sounds fun. So it's got obnoxious. It's got like these characters kind of dialogue.
I don't know anybody that talks like this. Like this movie feels very personal to this director.
Is it
probably.
writerly, or how does it feel? Like, why is it obnoxious? Is it just these characters they're just strange, or are they talking like materialists, which we're going to talk about in a bit?
They talk very strange.
Are they materialists though? Is that the
I don't know
vibe?
if it's quite like that.
Okay.
It's just like first screenplay kind of energy.
Gotcha.
To it, and there's like, I mean, okay, I don't have a ton of actively religious people in my life anymore, but I don't know if they're always like talking about God. People in this movie just are like God this, God that.
Oh, so they're like if Aiden was in 8th grade and he wrote a screenplay.
Maybe. Yeah, but anyways, the movie does feel very personal. Like this is probably something that happened to this director, something like this evening. Like I get what the movie's going for, and I get what it's trying to say, but I just do write a better screenplay. That's what I got to say.
When this come out?
2015. That is pretty much all I have to shout out.
I'll give a quick one on 50 First Dates. I just barely saw it with my
Yeah,
money.
you just watch that.
And I think it's fascinating because you have all of Sandler's movies are on a number line, and you have the fucking fucko side and you have the sentimental side, and it's all a ratio of that stuff. And then outside of that, outside of proper Adam Sandler, you have the elevated guys. And the elevated guys, what they do is they pluck a Sandler from that number line, and they say, what if that guy was in real life? And I find that interesting. So every time I watch a new one, I just log it on the letter on the fucking number line. I say, that's where this goes. Click is over here, sentimental, the most sentimental shit ever. This is on that level. It's not quite there. But it's also got like some absolute fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
And this is such an interesting movie because it has lasted. It's lasted so long, and it's something that's like a classic amongst our youth as well. It's kind of transferred over, and I think it does that in spite of itself. I think there's a lot of this movie that people absolutely love it for. Like, I think the relationship between them is wonderful. I think the fact that they're two, like dorks is something that's really held up well.
Yeah.
And that they're both really, like, there's the moment where they have their first date or whatever, and then afterwards they're both like dancing and the car goes away and they're both dancing and they look at each other like, oh, we're such dorks, oh my god. And that stuff I think is really sweet and something I haven't really seen in a lot of rom-coms. And there's a sweetness to Adam Sandler that people don't usually take advantage of, and this is a double feature with Punch Drunk Love is super interesting. It's really interesting to see the terrible impulses from comedies of the past. Rob Schneider is like despicable in this. It's like a Geneva Convention type thing in the movie. It's cool to see the movie fighting itself and that it works in spite of it, and it stays like if it was just a little bit more rancid, it wouldn't be where it is. But it's just like I miss when movies had a premise and like thought about the premise. And I was like, this is probably what would happen. I really didn't care if it was accurate to mental disabilities. I never thought it was, but just the idea of like, what would a rom-com look like if this happened? How would you do it? It was so much fun, and as it goes along, it becomes less and less charming for me. But I wish we were still doing that, man.
Yeah.
Where we're just like, this would be crazy if that happened, and people saw the poster and like, that would be crazy if that happened. Let me see what they do with that. And now all of those movies are on Netflix and they all have like 1.9. Like, I got so sad because I looked at the movie Brick that came out, the remake of Rian Johnson's film, and I look at the log line for it, and I'm like, oh, sick. Just two people, neighbors, bricked in together to figure out what the fuck, why they bricked in or whatever, and then it just seems like the lowest pile of trash ever, and that's just so sad. I want Premises back. Bringing Premises back. I watched Hail Caesar. That's pretty good. That seems like a movie that could be someone's favorite movie pretty easily, but it's just like if it's a little bit off for you, it's completely off. Yeah. And so I see, like, if I got really into Golden Age Hollywood and all that kind of stuff, and I see every little dork thing that they've done in this movie, I could like fall in love with it. But right now, I'm like, it's too far for me. Yeah. But it is amazing that they just got to make a dork movie. Like, they're so smart that there's no world in my mind where they're like, this is our new hit, this is one of our ones for the Pantheon. This just seems like they're just like, that would be so fucking cool if that movie existed.
Yeah, it's one of the last movies they did together, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
This and then Scruggs, right? I think those are the last two.
I can barely remember Hail Caesar. I know I saw it, but it's been a while.
I could see it. Yeah, that's not fair. I mean, that's not fair. That's fair. I don't know. You excited for the new one? I mean, not there, but Ethan's new one.
Not really. I didn't like Driveway Dolls at all. I thought that was a total miscalculation, and this looks like more of that. I kind of fuck with the trailer, though, but all of the people that have seen it say bad, but I fuck with the trailer. So maybe I'll be... because Driveway Dolls has its defenders. Maybe I'll be a Honey Don't defender. I don't know. He's got a movie coming out called Go Beavers? What does this mean? Oh, the third film in a planned triptych of lesbian B-movie comedies. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's what he's doing right now. It's a weird experiment.
It's strange.
Good time for beavers, though. Hundreds of beavers. Hopper, this movie.
Go Beavers, yeah.
I don't think this is referring to beavers the animals, though.
I think it could be pussy.
It's possible.
Yeah. Oh, and we're going to have the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
So, do you see the new popcorn bucket?
I did not.
Like nice beaver on it. It's got a beaver, and you can eat out of the beaver's back.
That's funny.
Yeah. I hope that movie just is the best movie ever made. Every single thing I think of it, I'm like, that's exactly what I want from you. Yeah. Please be awesome.
I hope it is.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
We'll be back to talk about probably Eddington next, I imagine.
Yeah, and I know what you did last summer, and maybe I'll even see Smurfs.
Maybe.
I'm kind of interested to see that as like a low point.
I think maybe you should see I Know What You Did Last Summer with Your Friends. That seems like a take your friends to the movies type of thing, even if it sucks, you know. Which seems to be the consensus right now. So
yeah. All right.
See y'all later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.